This particular firearm has choke tubes, so you can adjust the choke of the gun. So let's discuss this and I'll give you some maintenance tips. This one has another strange handle. It's different than the other one. And the way these tubes work, like if you look at them and there's one notch that's full, this one has 3 notches that's modified, and the actual one in the firearm that came with it from the... Oh. This is weird. This thing does engage, but oh man. Well, I can't get the choke tube out. Let me see if I have another tool that I could use. So the tool that comes with it is somewhat useless. I was going to tell you to remove the choke tube and clean it, but it appears this choke tube is stuck. The tool that comes with the choke tubes is worthless and not removing it. I took the tool from the other shotgun, and it also, I cannot get leverage on this and remove this choke tube. So fortunately, it is a cylinder one, so I'll go and fire the gun. But here's some anti-seize for the choke tubes. I'll make another video once I find, I think I had a universal choke tube remover. Once I find that, we'll try to get this loose. Or I'll do a video on getting the choke tube loose, and we'll carry on. So, alright, so this one disaster after another. So we got everything cleaned, and you oil it, and then we'll start putting it back together and try to reassemble the gun. Okay, first step would be to constrict the spring. This is a major pain in the ass. Kind of can't do it with my weak hand. Okay, get it back. And get it to where I believe it locks in place. Somewhat like that. There we go. Get this back to where it locks in place. Okay. Now, got this thing in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to try to get this back into the lower receiver. Okay, so make sure your thing is back down. And this all should go as one unit right back in there. Which it kind of does. So now we start turning our castle nut here. Make sure it's engaged, which it is not. And if you pull that back, you can see the barrel's not locked down all the way. So what we're going to do is on the chair. There we go. Now we got the barrel nut locked down. What you'd have to do is you give it a final push in. You heard it snap. Sorry I didn't get it on camera. and we just keep turning this until we get this. And you can do it with your fingers, they're strong enough. And just keep going till you get it locked down in there close. Alright, see, I turn this by hand till I can go so far. And I get the wrench. And turn this until it is snug. Alright, there you go, good turn. So, alright, that part of it is done. Then I believe the next thing we should do, pretty simple, is line this op handle up. I didn't because, alright, so what you have to do is you look in there and you'll see where that T lines up. You have to pull this back, and then with the notch up top, you can get your op handle back in. So now that's locked. At this point, we can turn that back up here on this side. Get that feed ramp in the correct place. You don't want to leave. You don't want to forget that, because then you'll have issues and maybe break the feed ramp. Okay, so now we got that in. Now we have to get our gas system in. And this is where it gets weird, because that split ring is kind of tough for me to get, but you do this a few times and you'll get it. So if we put the gas plug in there, or the piston, and this, you know, this is where that rubber washer is important, and that's where I had trouble on the other gun. And you got to kind of pull this back, because if you notice, this will come halfway up through this groove. This groove here, if you see. And this is where that half rings have to go. And I really kind of don't know about this. Get them, and then you want it to come up. And those are held in place, okay, with this here. With this part there. Then we get this one, and you look, you want it to where that's going to come down on top. The threads are inside, so put the end where the threads are inside. And then that's why it's knurled here. You want to tighten that as best you can. And then see, that stays stationary while your piston travel down as the gun. Okay, so, and that does move once you lock it, that will move by itself. Okay, so now we have the piston, the barrel is tight in the receiver, and the feed ramp is up. Now we'll go about assembling the rest of the gun and finish up. Okay, at this point you can push that little rubber handle back down on the op rod if you wish. A little bit of comfort there. We take our handguard next, slide that down here over that. Then we take this cross piece, slide that over the barrel into the grooves here and line this up. Get that down in there. Make sure that little detent is up, because that's what's going to lock this piece here. So you slide that down on there, spin it down a bit. Okay. Now we have our gun fully assembled. So hopefully You guys, you know, I tried my best. Some of these guns are a royal pain to assemble and disassemble. This one's a little different, but I guess once you get the hang of it, it ain't that bad. But that's our disassembly, assembly, and like I said, I'll have to make another video and we try getting that choke tube the hell out of there and get that going. Alright, hit the like button, subscribe, gentlemen, and stay tuned.